get down to is like, your client should not have to be charged for convenience. They should not be told that they have to go to an office halfway across town that only has an opening at 2 o'clock. They should be able to get the experience they want wherever they want. And that's what we provide. It's my people that come do it. It's not a random notary that doesn't know the docs, that doesn't know any of the answers. It's someone that can answer all your questions, can explain everything, and provide that same great experience that they would get in the office anywhere you want. We also have a national partnership with Topgolf. So we do closings at Topgolf. Your clients can come in or your customers come in, they get 2 hours at Topgolf. We do the closings, we scan everything from there so we can do immediate funding, and they can bring their friends, their family, their kids, whatever it may be, and do closings at Topgolf. Lastly, I know we're doing ChatGPT today. We're talking about ways that we can grow our business through social media. We have an amazing farming tool with Ally Title that helps you grow your business. It also links up to do provide farming through social media. If any of y'all are interested in learning more about that, I'd love to set up a demo with y'all and get y'all signed up so y'all can play with this tool, use ChatGPT that you're gonna learn about today with it, and hopefully build your business. So I'll put it in the chat, or Leslie, since you're at your computer, if you could put in the chat this phone number, 833-900-1999. Again, that number is 833-900-1999. And if you text the word Texas to that number, I will get a little alert that you're interested in this tool and maybe seeing ways that Ally can help you grow your business. It'll send you a Calendly link. Click on that, pick a time that works best for you, throw yourself on the calendar, and we will definitely get you signed up to do some farming and hopefully grow your business. Other than that, I hope you all enjoy the class today. Leslie's going to provide a lot of excitement and funny banter and humor in this, but believe it or not, she actually provides good information on top of that. She's not just pretty and funny and witty. She actually knows what the heck she's talking about. So y'all enjoy the class. It's been a pleasure introducing myself to all of y'all, and we will hopefully talk to some of y'all
Man,
soon.
I don't know if I've ever had a title company type me up just like that. That's
I tell you
awesome.
what,
Hey,
get
W,
W
you the
in your life.
man.
Hey,
Yeah.
look, you do enough of these things with Leslie, and you
Uh,
kind of figure out your place, right? And my place is definitely to make her look as good as possible.
Awesome, awesome. And you do service San Antonio by chance?
What I service the entire state of Texas. We're licensed residentially in 14 states. For
Okay.
commercial, we're in all 50, but for Texas, yes, we cover the entire state. Don't ask where my office is at because I will tell you right now, it doesn't matter where my office is at.
Yeah,
I am wherever you need me to be. All of our escrow officers work from
100%.
home. So it's not like you got to come into the office to ask a question. We are the fastest growing title company for a reason. Like, I will make it work for you, and you will not know the difference from me from the title company that's right down the street from you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. You all enjoy that barbecue. Tell everybody I said hi. Uh,
Will do.
and I will add, I know that we have a lot of Texas people on here. And as JW mentioned, Allied is in 14 states. I know that we have people from Colorado, Florida, like they probably are in your state. We have a lot of overlap. That's why JW and I hang out a lot. He does a lot of business with the same agents that I work with, and everybody loves Allied and Super because we are a different solution to things. So I'm going to, because it is almost 5 minutes after, I'm going to go ahead and start the content, and we'll do we are in Las Vegas. We sure are. We launched there last fall. So yeah. Uh, Shannon will be kind of talking super at the end because by the end of this, my voice is going to be really tired. Someone requested this as a recording. I approved that, and I will send it out to everyone after. But just so you know, I do send out some resource guides. So a lot of the things that I'm going to talk about and show you, because we only have an hour, is going to be a little quick. But I will send this to you in an email with attachments that you can copy and paste and play with this yourself. Now, to a couple of housekeeping issues. If you are in Texas and you want this to be continuing education credit, then I need you to have your camera on. You don't have to look at me. You don't have to blow me kisses. You don't have to any of those things. Your camera just has to be on for me to give you credit. At the end of this class, I'll post a Google form link for you to put in all your information so we can make sure that you're getting credit for it. My provider is actually the amazing Shannon Lopez that you see here on your screen. So she'll make sure you're getting your 1 hour of CE credit. But I tell you, if this isn't for CE credit, this is still going to be the best class you've taken all year because you're going to learn so much about ChatGPT. So those of you who are good Zoomers, first question out of the gate is just a show of hands. Who has used ChatGPT? I'm not asking if you've used it well. Okay. Okay, people are out there trying it out. I love to hear it. I love the nerdy stuff all day long. You can sign me up for any of the tech things that you ever want to do. So I'm going to share my screen right now. So if you are not seeing my screen, I need you to unmute yourself and holler because this is going to be an important part. Oh, wait. Somebody started sharing. Okay, well, we're going to reshare my screen because this is what we need to share. Okay, if you cannot see my screen, which is essentially a ChatGPT screen, if you are on your own laptop, or maybe you're on one device with me and another device, I invite you to open up ChatGPT and you can play along with me if you would like. And I'm going to show you, we're going to really talk about, I'm going to stick to the free version today because I love free. But if you don't have, if you want to do a little bit more with it and maybe have the paid version, or I'm going to touch on those things. But everything I show you today is going to be in the free version. So I'm going to use my free version environment. So hopefully everybody knows how to get to ChatGPT. It's chatgpt.com. ChatGPT is just AI. It is a computer brain. It learns from you. AI is artificial intelligence. So you are organically and naturally intelligent. Not only are you lovely, you are intelligent. And so the ChatGPT environment, the AI environment, is only as smart as you make it. It may have access to everything you can ever imagine in the whole world. But unless you tell it who you are, what you want it to do, how you want it to respond, you're going to get those responses that people have traditionally been like, man, I tried it and it sounded like a robotic response. Well, yeah, because you didn't tell it who you are. So we're going to work in the desktop environment, but just so you know, there is an app for your phone. I use the app all the time, and this a lot of times for realtors, you find that to be a little more useful in your day to day because you're attached to this bad boy. And so you may not have your laptop with you, but you may need to craft something really quickly. And so the phone environment is the same. So just to kind of give you, broad strokes of ChatGPT. Now, because I have my good friend Shannon Lopez on here, I'm also going to include that ChatGPT is multilingual. So a lot of people think that they have to engage in this environment in English because you're sitting in the United States and that is the language that pops up for you automatically. You can actually use whatever language you're most comfortable in. Maybe that's your target audience. But so obviously we're going to use English today because that's what Leslie speaks. But if you are an agent, especially in, most of the country, you're marketing yourself as I'm multilingual. I can help you. I can help your buyers. You can use ChatGPT that way too, and it's great. Or you can use it as a translator. I don't recommend it unless you really know the language, because like Google Translate, it might give you some wonky stuff. But if you're from, if you are a speaker of the language and you're like, okay, that makes sense once I translate it, it's a great tool for you to use. So a couple of things of kind of the why all of this will matter actually to you. ChatGPT is everywhere. AI is everywhere. It's going to make you more efficient, more eloquent. I feel like that I sound more like the polished version of myself in ChatGPT, but can also make you really casual. It can help you in your lead generation efforts because you may know real estate backward and forward. You may be the absolute best, most knowledgeable, amazing real estate agent that I have ever met. And I've met a lot of them. But if you don't know how to market yourself and you don't know how to grow your business, no one's going to know that but me and you. So ChatGPT can kind of help you with that as well, and can also help you with that brand that you're trying to generate and grow. Um, so first and foremost, we're going to log in. So you see my screen. You guys are at ChatGPT. We're going to log in. So if you don't have an account, you can log in with Google. If you're one of those crazy Microsoft people, you can log in with your Microsoft account. If you like Apple, do your phone number. Now, I'm going to use my generic unpaid version. This is my free version of ChatGPT. let's get my password in here. So I'm going to log in on my free version of ChatGPT, and then I'm going to kind of walk you through a few of the features before we start digging in too much with the setup itself. So we're gonna make this go away. ChatGPT is updating all the time. Now, the free version versus the paid version, you'll hear me do a few disclaimers through this entire thing. Couple of disclaimers. The free version has only data up to, let's see, how current is your information. You don't want to use this for legal laws, like anything at all that you're like, I need up to date information as of today, because it's not going to be information up to date. So their core knowledge is up to June of 2024. Now, what that means is it can still mine the internet. It can still mine sources that you feed it for after June of 2024, but its responses are going to kind of be based in what was going on last summer. So just to give you an idea, when we're looking at that, that is, we're going to delete some of these real quick. So that is the, oh my gosh, this dog, are you sure you all can't hear this dog barking? No? Yes? No?
I
Okay,
don't
good.
hear it. No,
Okay,
no,
good, because he won't stop barking, and I'm just making sure he's not distracted.
Maybe we should ask ChatGPT how to get the dog to stop barking.
Oh my gosh, he is the most spoiled, like just drama mama that has ever existed. So this is how up to date your actual information is, but we're going to do a quick little tour of ChatGPT. So when you log into ChatGPT, up in the upper left is a really exciting sidebar. You can close it, you can open it. That's really all you need to know. Little search glass. We'll get to this later because you can actually go back and search your past chats. If you were like, I have done this buyer interest email 15 times, and you're just trying to find one that you used before, or maybe it was a response to something that you're like, oh, I need to tweak this, or I want to work on this other project, search chats is great for you. Now, the little paper and pencil is a new chat. I want something new. I'm going to skip over this middle part with ChatGPT, and I'm going to go over to the right, that you can actually now, this is a recent update, you can actually share your chats with others. So if I was working on something and was like, man, I think Shannon could really use this, I can click on the share button and I can actually create a link to send to her, and it will bring her that page. So if you're collaborating with other agents or other people in your office and you want them to kind of take over the steering of this, or maybe you just wanted them to see what you've been working on, they can pull it into their environment really easily. So 3 little dots on the right, you can actually archive things. So I don't know if you all knew this. There's a way on social media that you can reset your algorithm. This is kind of like that. You can archive things. Let's say that you've changed jobs, that you have always been in selling widgets, and now you're not selling widgets. Now you're doing social media 100. I mean, so you're doing a real estate, and you want social media content for real estate and all those things like full time. You can go in and archive all of the things related to selling widgets, and it still keeps your voice. It still is like, I want to sound like this person, but it won't take all the widgets into account. And then all the way over on the right is me. This is where I want you all to, like, we're going to dig in right now, and you all are going to be like, this is the part that I was missing. This is why your responses in ChatGPT were boring. So we want to look at a couple of things. We're going to click on the customize ChatGPT. I've already filled this in, and this will be in the resource guide that I'll send to you. But I want to walk through what it is. So what should ChatGPT call you? It doesn't matter. I just want it to call me by my name. But if you want to be called Queen Real Estate Agent Divine, you can put that in there and it will call you that, and you will feel wonderful every time you see it. Whatever you want it to call you, it will not it will not necessarily use it. It'll kind of plug it in weird places sometimes, and you'll be like, thanks ChatGPT, I'm amazing. And then what do? Now I kept this really basic for these purposes. but you'll see in the information that I send to you that what you do, you can drill down really specifically. I just generically put real estate agent. Now, you may be a real estate agent that's focused on on first time home buyers in San Antonio, Texas. And so you can put that's what I do. And I want every response to be framed in I do real estate, I focus on first time home buyers, and I'm in San Antonio, Texas. Now, you can be and you can go in and change these. If you feel like that after you're getting some responses that you're like, you know what, I'm not loving it. Go in and tweak this. Give it more information. The more you share with it on this customization portion, the better and more authentic your responses are going to be. So what traits do you want it to have? Again, I'm going to send this out and a little prompt guide for you to fill in, but I'm focusing on modern, family-friendly homes in the Houston Heights neighborhood. I want my tone to be enthusiastic. In case you guys haven't figured it out, I'm pretty darn enthusiastic. And so I want it to be enthusiastic and professional. I don't want to use those common phrases. Like, don't put on here, marry the house, date the rate, or whatever. Like, you don't want to sound like everybody else. You want to sound like you and use phrases that are you. So I don't want to have those common phrases. And I want it to be clear to understand for people outside of real estate. I'm an expert in this area. This is a whole nother topic. Take one of my social media classes. I'll talk to you about how you really need to drill down on what you're an expert in to really find your people and fill that funnel. But you want to make sure ChatGPT knows I want to be an expert in Lexington, Kentucky. That's where I live. That's what I want, or whatever that area is. I'm knowledgeable about the area and real estate trends. And then I want these brand style guidelines. Now, these are ones that are for me. Again, will be in what I send to you. So you can go in and you can say, these are the things I want to make sure I'm straightforward and professional. I don't like a whole lot of fluff. I want to answer your questions because you're busy. A little spunky, I think that's me. I always have a little bit of funny things to say. Optimism, I want to sound human. I want to sound like you know me. High integrity. So I can add other traits. It'll give me suggestions. And I can click on these and say, I want to be chatty. I'm not Gen Z. We're not going to click on that. I'm going to be traditional. You can do the little circle arrow and it's going
I
to give
have to say,
more.
I'm so sorry. I did not know there was an actual generational button on there. That
Yeah.
is crazy. Like a Gen Z. Oh my
Yeah, you
gosh.
can, but a good thing to think about is if you are an agent and you are targeting first-time home buyers, then you may want to put whatever gen that is. And if first-time home buyers statistically are in the early 30s. We want to make sure that our language is targeting people in their early 30s. I am very far from early 30s. So I don't know what they're saying. I don't know what I don't Snapchat y'all. So I'm just saying that it is important to have that information in there. So you're not only thinking about yourself, but you're thinking about your target. But you can go in and add those in. And then things that it should know about you. Like, I'm a mother. Outside of real estate, I like to run. I bake bread. Okay, we'll talk about my sourdough bread another time. I love to read. I'm warm. I'm friendly. Again, this will all be in what I send to you so you can kind of customize it for yourself. This is a great place for you to put links to your social media. Go in to your Instagram, your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your TikTok, your whatever. And at the top where you share your profile and it gives you a link, put those bad boys in here because ChatGPT is going to look at it as a whole and say, this is the person, this is them, this is what I see them posting about. These are common phrases that they use. I had to tell my paid ChatGPT, my one I use all the time, I had to tell it to stop saying y'all because I say y'all all the time on video and it's organic and it's natural and it sounds like me, but I don't want to type it because I don't know. It was like constant everything it started with y'all need to listen. Well, yes, but so you can just say, hey, don't ever use that again. But you can put those links right in here. Now, at the bottom, this is the important part. Like highlight this, put everybody big lights, enable for new chats. every time you start a new chat, we want to make sure it's using this as your frame of reference, that it's saying this is the person. And then, second, highlight big letters, click save. If you don't click save, it's going to go away. So this actually, it was already in here. This is the free version. It will save in the free version with your login. That's a new-ish feature for ChatGPT. It used to not save it for you, and you'd have to set it up every time. But now it is available for everyone. So click save, and there is your new and improved voice. Now you can tweak that however you want, whenever you want. There are no limits to how much or how often you can make changes to that. You can go in and add more information, take information away. Maybe you're like, I really want to target this other area that's not my normal. Go in and add it. Add in some information. Whatever information you think might be useful, ChatGPT will think it's useful too. So we're going to talk about next. So that's kind of your voice. You want to make sure your voice is you, essentially. But everybody want the prompts. The prompts are where it's at, right? And the prompts are just asking ChatGPT to do the thing. Whatever that thing is, you just need to be able to ask it. And whether you want to ask it nicely, I posted on my social media recently that apparently ChatGPT spends like, I don't know, $1 billion. It was a bunch of money every year processing please and thank you from people. So people like me, people in the South, and I'm always like, ChatGPT, can you please blah, 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 and thank you. Now, I mean, it's just it's artificial intelligence. They don't know whether I'm polite or not, really. But it was funny to me that it actually cost ChatGPT money to process all my little hospitality. Um, so we're going to talk a little bit about the anatomy of a prompt. So that you want to make sure that your prompt, now that we have your voice set up, ChatGPT knows who you are, but you wear a lot of hats. If you're a realtor, you aren't just a realtor, right? No, you're doing your own marketing, you're creating a newsletter, you're doing email content, you're doing all of these things that are not just real estate. So while your voice is like real estate, it's really all the other things that go into it. So you want to make sure that ChatGPT knows who you are and what you're wanting from it. So I'm going to start out with an easy one. We need a listing description. You're going to use this a million different ways to Sunday, right? You're going to use it in Canva because you're going to be marketing the heck out of this listing. You're going to use it on your MLS listing. You're going to use it for a broker open. I don't know what you're going to use it for, but we want to make sure that Canva knows how to, I mean, Canva, that ChatGPT knows what information about you, about what you're asking it to do. So this is a really simple one. We're telling hey, ChatGPT, you are a top producing real estate agent. Now, I'm not a top producing real estate agent. I hope all y'all are. We all aspire to be if you're in real estate, but you are. And you specialize in home sales in the Heights area of Houston, Texas. Create a listing description. I want you to open with a hook. Now, I need y'all to let this one sink in, get you a Post-it note, set it out. I want to make sure that every time you're doing any sort of prompt, you want to make sure that you are telling ChatGPT that you need a hook. You need a hook in an email, you need a hook in your video, you need a hook in your social media, you need a hook. So I don't care if it's an MLS description or it's just a post that you're going to do about a broker open you're doing at this beautiful house that you just got a listing for. You need a hook that makes people pay attention because you get exactly 2 seconds of someone's attention before they swipe, before they delete, before they read the subject line to decide it's not relevant to you anymore. So we're going to start out with this one. We're saying we want it to open with a hook that's going to engage potential buyers. My target is potential buyers. Your target may be other agents. It may be brokers. It may be, your target may be community partners that you're post it. We'll get to some community posts in a minute, but your target is potential buyers and you want to talk about the unique features of this home and include important details that a first-time home buyer, because in my thing, I said, I'm all about those first-time home buyers. You may not be. You may want to include details that are for people wanting to downsize. You may be like, this is a great starter home, or this is a great step up home, or this is a great vacation home. You want to make sure that you're saying, this is what I want to highlight. And then, drum roll, please, you just click this little button. And the little button is going to do a few minutes of thinking. Fortunately, my internet is pretty fast on days when my boys are not at home gaming in the rooms around me. I have to go like yell at everybody on days like that. So I pulled this listing. This was just a listing that was somewhat near me where I was sitting earlier. So here we go. We're going to key features, energy efficiency, community amenities, ready to move in. Now, this is pretty lengthy and no one's going to read it. Now, it might be nice if something that you're promoting in some way that you're like, this is what I want to put on the information I hand out at my broker open or whatever that is. But I want to make it shorter for MLS listing. That's all I have to tell it. Hey, that was great. I loved your energy, ChatGPT. That was beautiful. But I need this for my MLS listing. And look, newly built Kendall homes in Lake Conroe's Hills. Here's all the information about it. It has things about the appliances. Now, again, double check this baby. Like, don't be posting stuff just based off of one thing, because you want to make sure that it is actually truly accurate, especially if you're putting it on the MLS. But maybe I want to do, um, let's see, we'll say create 5 options for the hook. Because I don't really like welcome to this address. That doesn't really set my hair on fire. So I want 5 other options for the hook. So this is something cool that ChatGPT does while it's learning you. So it may seem a little weird at first, but it's trying to learn you and your voice. And so the more you're using it, the more it's learning from you. So it's going to give me 2 different responses. It's going to say, here is, responses number 1, do you like these? Here, responses number 2, do you like these? You just say, I prefer these. This is what I prefer. And it will take that into account in giving you future responses. Every time there's kind of a divergence in how it can give you a response, it's going to say, do you want this or that? Now, ChatGPT does this great thing because after it starts learning from you, it will do something that is very predictive because it's artificial intelligence. It's saying, I figured out what you want already. And it says, would you like help choosing one to match the tone of your brand or target buyer? Sure, might as well. And it will give you some research and information that it's pulled. One thing I use it for all the time is I post on social media a lot. If you take any of my social media classes, one of the things I talk about is your caption is not universal across platforms. ChatGPT will optimize my caption for the exact same video for every platform. So if you see the video on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, wherever you're viewing it, the caption is going to be different because the algorithm is different. And so that's what ChatGPT, does when it's gathering information and presenting you with information. Is it's really saying, here are all the options based on who this is targeted to, because a broker is different than an agent who just has a buyer, is different than a home buyer, is different than someone who represents community magazine and just wants to showcase this home. So that's listing descriptions. That one's super easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So I'm going to hop over and show you another feature really quickly. That's just something a little bit different about ChatGPT. And I'll talk about the paid and free version here. So I skipped over this little button earlier where it says ChatGPT. This is just ChatGPT. This is what's available to everyone in the free version. You'll see here that you can upgrade, and this gives you a bunch of other options. Toward the end of class, I'll hop onto my personal ChatGPT and show you what those are. But from here, you can see it has different models so that you can say, okay, this is just everyday things, but maybe I want something that does some really big research So a good example is with your home inspection reports. You can actually upload those and ask it to deep dive into this uploaded home inspection report and give you the top 10 items that that are recommended for repair or replacement. You can ask it some really specific details. So that's what this is. But I'm going to click on a new chat because we're going to shift gears a little bit. So it's great when you have a listing. It's great when you have a buyer. It's great when you got business. But to fill your funnel from the top, because you're gathering all these, you're doing the open house and you're getting all these names of potential people, or you're doing the community event and you're getting the names, and you have to keep engaging them. So creating that engaging content is a mental suck. Like, I feel like, the creative suck of that sort of thing can really be draining for anyone, especially in real estate, because you have to wear so many hats. And it's like, now I have to be a content creator. So, one thing that you will see on lots of real estate pages, lots of friends of yours, maybe you yourself, you give the market update. I'm here. I am an expert. I'm going to tell you about real estate, and I'm going to give you a market update. And some people just post screenshots of things and like just kind of want to guide the world into figuring it out themselves. But maybe you are an expert on the Fort Worth area, and you really want to drill down into Fort Worth, and you want to make it relevant for Fort Worth, and you want to really just say, this is the data and this is the information. So you want to, oh, we don't need that. That's my notes. So you, my friend, are still a top producing real estate agent. You are specializing in home sales of the Heights area of Houston, Texas. This is kind of my generic prompt we'll keep using today. We're going to tweak it a little bit in a minute, but like once you kind of get your rhythm of like, this is my aspirational person, that's what you want that to be. What do I want to be? What does Leslie want to be in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? What do I want people to refer to me as? That's me right there. I want an update. I want to share it with my clients and people in my sales funnel. So all those people at the top of the funnel that you're hoping get to the bottom of the funnel where you're making some money, you want it to be relevant and engaging to them so they keep moving down that funnel with you. So I want to update them. I want to put this in my newsletter, and I want to talk about how it applies to the Houston Heights or Fort Worth or New Braunfels or El Paso or Atlanta, Georgia, or whatever that is. You want to make sure, I want to know how it applies to Buckhead in Atlanta. And so I put the link now for my local Houston people. I have not seen the May up or the most, this is the April update. This is like April 8th or whatever. The new one should be coming out any day from HAR. But you just put like the most recent information. This is from the Houston Association of Realtors, and it is a lot of graphs and a lot of information and a lot of stuff that is kind of like, whoo, that's a whole lot for somebody who may not know exactly, what, how to understand real estate in general. So I asked it to say, I want to send this in a newsletter. So it's giving me a subject line. Now, I may not love that subject line. And if I don't, we're going to do that next. I'm going to ask it for some options. But the header, so I assume you're probably going to send this through a CRM, which is what ChatGPT assumes as well. So in your CRM, it's going to give you a spot for a subject line, and it's going to give you a spot for a header. So when they see that preview on their phone, it's going to say Heights Market Snapshot. What buyers and sellers need to know this spring. Okay. And then, hi neighbors. Naturally, you would go in and tweak this to make it sound like you, or do anything that you wanted, like specifically phrasing or something that kind of tweak it. I always say I read through it and I may tweak a little bit here and there. And then it has a call to action. Haven't gotten there yet, but it is in my anatomy of a prompt. So you always want a hook. You want something that's going to make people open your email, look at your post, engage with your text message. Yeah, it does text. Well, you can ask it for a text message too. You can do, all of those things, but then at the end say, include a call to action. Now, you may have a specific call to action that you want them to RSVP to your first time home buyer seminar. That could be your call to action. Your call to action here is schedule a time. I want to talk to you. I want to tell you how this impacts you and your home buying experience or whatever. Click here. And it'll, connect you with a time, or just reply to this email. It will give you, which I always love. It always gives a little signature suggestion. And this one's your Heights Realtor neighbor. It's friendly. It's not like, ABC real estate or whatever. It is, I'm your person. So it's very warm, has, so you can just cut and paste it. This is fun. So would you like me to design a visual version of this newsletter? When we get to the paid stuff in a few minutes, I'm going to show you some pretty cool things. But it can actually take this and put it into a Canva, a PDF, a editable Word document, whatever you're asking it to do, it will do that for you so that you are saving so much time creating and editing. There is a link to Canva on the paid version. I'll show it to you later, but it is so impactful just in the sense of it can, for me, I get in that Canva brain where I'm like, I need a post, blah, 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 blah. And I scroll and I scroll and I scroll and I scroll all those templates. And I realized I spent 20 minutes trying to pick a template that no one cares about. They care about what I'm going to say. They care about, how I'm going to say it, where I'm going to say it, those sorts of things. So we're going to not. So essentially this HTML, you can cut and paste this into another sheet. This is on my cheat sheet, so nobody worry about it. You're good. I got you covered. So it's easy for you to put, maybe you use a Gmail connector or something like that for your CRM. It's really easy to put into your CRM in the HTML format. So couple of other things that I wanted to show you all about as far as how to create in ChatGPT and how to have ChatGPT learn from you. Let me open up my little sidebar over here. So I'm going to show you on the sidebar a few things I said I was going to loop back around to. The first one is the little search chats. Now I can search the chat. I could search it for a property address. I hope all y'all have about 10 listings right now and 6 buyers under contract, and that you're like, I just need 123 Main Street stuff. You can go and little search glass and I can type in 123 Main Street or whatever that I mean, obviously I didn't use that, so it's not in here. But if you have, a particular property address or something that you're working on, you can go in and find all the chats related to that very quickly and easily. So the search feature we could actually use now that we have some chats, which I love. And then you'll see here, it has all of them listed. Now, a best practice, something that I know that is not exactly well, okay, let me back. I feel like most people think I'm just going to do it all in one big, like I'm just going to open this up and go. Now, when you open up your Chat GPT on your desktop or your app, it's going to bring you to a new chat. Thank goodness. That is a newer feature with Chat GPT. But you want to make sure that you're keeping relevant items together. Because if I'm starting a prompt, we're going to start a new prompt, and I'm going to say, you are a top producing realtor and social media influencer. If I am starting my prompt with this, and this is targeted toward a social media focus, I am talking about social media on Instagram, because I just only want to do this on Instagram. If I switch gears and suddenly put it into a newsletter and I say, hey, now create a newsletter for blah, 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 blah. Well, it's going to take all that information that was above it. And so this newsletter is going to sound more like a social media influencer than a top producing real estate agent. So I always say whatever new task deserves a new little piece of paper. There's no limits to the numbers of pieces of paper you can have over there. So you can just say, okay, like I want to talk about social media content. I want to talk about newsletters. I want to talk about this listing, like those sorts of things. Like, maybe you're revamping your buyer presentation. You can actually go into this new chat. I can little plus sign down in your chat. We're doing some exploration now. So little plus sign in your chat. You can connect your Google Drive if you're a Google person. If you're a Microsoft, you can connect your OneDrive, or you can just add it directly from your computer. But you can add your current, whatever it is you're using for a listing presentation, all of it, whatever, put it in there. And you can say, optimize my listing presentation to be focused on first-time home buyers in the Almaden area of San Jose, California. And like you put these really specific details and you say, optimize this for me. And it will take into consideration market data and information about what is, from the marketing perspective of maybe your images or how you're positioning yourself or even the organization of that document. And it will spit it out. So you can add things there. You can add any sort of file or photo. Um, we're going to, we're going to use well, we'll just use this one really quickly. I'll show you. Your Summarize this document for my first time home buyers, giving recommendations for options. So I can just add it and like, here's a helpful breakdown. I didn't read it. I didn't look at it. I didn't anything. Here's the helpful breakdown that I got that says, hey, here's the pricing and plan. Here's what you need to know. Here's the basics for each of them. And then at the bottom, like why I recommend this for first time home buyers. It makes budgeting easier. It's a great, easy way. Now, maybe you have 3 that you're comparing. Or maybe your buyers have 3 homes that they're considering, that they're like, okay, we got this bad boy narrowed down to 3. I could add all 3 of those in there and say, compare these houses. Like you're a real estate agent, you're assisting these home buyers in a home selection, and you want to create a sheet. It will put it into a sheet for you, a CSV, an Excel, or a Google sheet. Put it into this sheet for me, comparing. And if there's certain things you want to make sure you're comparing, like you want to compare school districts, you want to compare lot size, you want to compare square footage, include this list of details. It will take all of that information and put it in a handy dandy little thing that you can share and add in your context and your notes. And it's super helpful. So you can actually add in what I was saying earlier, that you can add in your own context and information, then you can do it right there from that plus. So you can also do a web search. So if I wanted to do a web search for Smokey Robinson, I have no idea where that one came from. But maybe I wanted to do a web search for a certain topic, or maybe you have a buyer who's in a new location that you're like, man, I'm always in, Henderson. And I don't know a lot about this area where these buyers are wanting me to look other than general stuff. So I want to do a web search about some really specific information about it. I can put in like web search and type in, find this information and give me source material so I can find those clickable links. Reasoning. So you can actually ask your search to use reasoning, which is like think more like a person and make it more logical. You can do deep research. So maybe you're wanting to do some really deep down research into a certain topic or something you're wanting to try out. Or maybe there's 3 loan programs that a lender came to speak to your office and they're like, we have these great loan programs. And you want to know like really a lot more about it because you're really helpful with your clients in selecting their mortgage product. Create an image. I love create an image. They are fun, quirky things you can do to share on social media. Oh, this may take a while, especially because I'm on the free version. You can, I'm sure a lot of y'all did like the Barbie doll trend. Yeah. Like those sorts of things are all done on ChatGPT using generate images. One of our colleagues the other day asked ChatGPT to generate an image from her headshot, making her look young, and I don't remember what it was. It was really cute. So, you can ask ChatGPT to do image. We're going to stop it because it's going to take it a minute. To generate images for you. And then unless you guys are big into code writing, you probably don't need that last one. I'm not. But you can do more collaborative things with processing code. So we're going to, in the last 4 minutes, I'm going to show you a few more prompts that kind of, and then I'm going to hop over to my paid version with each of them to kind of show you the differences. Now, I don't make any money if you go on the paid version or not. I just want to show you what tools are available to you. Just from that um little bit of outlay. So I am going to write an Instagram caption to promote a 3-bedroom, 2-bath listing in Austin. It has a huge backyard. It has an upgraded kitchen. It's close to downtown. I want it under 150 characters. Why do I want under 150 characters? Because people stop reading after that. I want it to use a friendly and casual tone. You are a top agent in Austin and a social media marketing expert. So I just want something easy peasy, lemon squeezy that's going to, um, here we go, fresh on the market. There it is. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, updated kitchen, huge backyard, minutes from downtown. Let's go take a look. That's great. We're not going to take that. I can say, give me 5 other options with an engaging hook. Looking for space and style? Dreaming of a backyard oasis? This one's a gym. Big backyard. Live where you love. It will give me as many options as I want. I can say, make it funny. Now, full disclosure, ChatGPT is not all that funny. It can be funny if you're funny. If you are feeding it content that's like kind of quirky and funny, then it will sound more like you. So warning, huge backyard ahead. When your kitchen is nicer than your office. Like, okay, those are cute. I like those. I may use those. Those are great for social media. And so we're going to also do a quick, I'm going to do a new chat because why? That's what we always do. So we're going to do a new chat and we're going to create a Facebook post that spotlights Montrose neighborhood in Houston, include walkability, dining, and what buyers love about the area. You are a top agent and local area expert with large social media following. So I am doing this on Facebook. So like I said earlier, take my social media class. I'll explain why all of this is relevant. But you want to put something on Facebook that's going to be engaging and is going to get people. Facebook actually gives you an option to do a header now. So that's something that people are going to see. You can, it's going to highlight the different areas. Now, this sounds really great, but I want to optimize for Instagram. So now I want to take that same information. I'm going to take that same picture, post, video, infographic, whatever it is that I was sharing, and I want it to go into Instagram. Now, if y'all are some TikTok people, oops, I'm learning TikTok. We're all learning together in the TikTok world. It will optimize it for what TikTok is looking for, as far as, engagement and text and things like that. So these are, it's really useful, just in the prompt because I didn't have to think about any of it. Now I can go in and tweak it and make it sound more like me, but I don't want to spend my brain power trying to think of a cute way to say this neighborhood is really walkable. Um, now with some of the plus features with the paid version, you can ask for some comparisons and you can ask it to pull websites and images and things like that. Again, I'll get to the paid version little tour in a second. This is one that all well, I guess these last couple, these are all in my cheat sheet, but I want to show you. We're going to start a new chat. We're going to, I'm going to make it quick. So I want 5 funny or attention grabbing hooks for a reel. So for the video reel, targeting first time home buyers on Instagram. And it's going to say, so this is the hook is what you say in the first 3 seconds of your video before people start scrolling. Now, this is for free advice unrelated to ChatGPT. Turn on your captions or nobody will know what you're saying if they're sitting in a meeting watching these. But you want to buy your first home? Here's the good news. Here's the uh-oh news. When I say I'm looking, but you're already, you're already out picking out the curtains. Now, I mean, these are cute hooks. These are, maybe you want to make them more Gen Z. There you go. First time home buyer energy. I've got this versus OMG, I don't got this. So it's a great way to kind of generate those ideas as well for social media, because that is a free lead generation tool for all of you. Now, I don't know how many of you are currently using, which is, again, I talk about this in a few of my social classes, a lead magnet on your social media or in any of your marketing, which essentially just engages people in some way so that they are sharing their information with you and you're giving them the free, my top 10 staging tips, get your home listing ready, how to get the top dollar for your home in 5 easy steps. If number one step it and call you, then you're doing that lead magnet wrong. But so, I want a call to action for a free downloadable first time home buyer checklist to use in a LinkedIn post, make it sound valuable and professional. And so it's here we go. Attention, first time home buyers. This is optimized for LinkedIn because LinkedIn is while it is social media, is a very different form of social media. Now, this, we're going to do another one that I really like is, I get people all the time saying, how do you know what to post? How do you know what to say? How do you know what to put on social media? The answer is I don't. I just have no shame. But really, having a content calendar is vitally important. So I said, give me a 30-day Instagram content calendar for a realtor in San Diego, mix of listings, tips, community posts, and client spotlights. You don't have to use this exact prompt. I have a really good one in what I'm going to send to you that essentially says, I want to do a mix of video. What we really need to be mixing is, video, static post, carousel, infographic, and meme. Like we want to be listing all those different types to see who we're engaging, but it's giving me every day a candid photo of you working at a showing and preparing for a meeting, a day in the life of a realtor. Now, some of these you're like, man, no, that's not me. That's really cheesy. I wouldn't do that, or, whatever, which is fine. Tell ChatGPT what you do want to do, what you do like. Share some, so imitation is the highest form of flattery. So if you are currently getting information, emails, social media, other marketing, and from someone that you admire, respect, and you feel like they're just absolutely winning it, add it to ChatGPT and say, I want to sound like this winner. And they will give your voice, their flavor, that sort of content. It's a really great way. I mean, I steal stuff all the time. I have a whole folder on my social media accounts that is just 100% content steal. I see it, I like it, I feel like it's engaging and resonating. I save it. I may add it here and say, make this home warranty related. Because sometimes I'm like, that's really cute, but I don't know how to make that spin for home warranty. You may find something that's really cute and you're like, make this real estate related. And ChatGPT will give you all the options, more options than you ever thought you would ever need. So what I'm going to do with our last 5 minutes before the official end of class, but I'll still have plenty of time for questions. So I know I included in my email that I'll be staying after to answer specific questions because this is such a crazy fast-paced class that there's not a lot of time to say, how do you do this? Happy to answer those, how do you do this? But I want to show you really quickly. We're going to log out of my free version. And I'm going to log in to my paid version. So you all can get a general idea of some of the plugins, because I like to go through that just so you understand the differences, because ChatGPT is really, 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 really powerful. Even on the free version, super powerful. I mean, learn it, do it, love it, like all the things. However, if you are wanting something that is more robust and more in line with what you feel like your skill set is or what your needs are, then ChatGPT probably has the answer for you. So in the free version, when I did the drop down, you saw it said upgrade. This is what it looks like when you upgrade. I can use all of these models. There's 6 different models available. So the everyday tasks, that's generally where I live. Now, if I'm wanting to put together a full social media campaign for something, I will do advanced reasoning. And I want to show you, let me find it on here, maybe if I see it. I was going to show you what it looks like. I don't see it on here. Sorry. Okay, so I did an email campaign for, if you're local to Houston, here's my plug. I have a happy hour on the 21st. I asked ChatGPT, I put my Eventbrite link in there. I put the information of my target, who I want it, what the focus is, who I want it to get there. And I said, give me a marketing campaign for this. And it put together social media, email, text message, all the things, gave me like, here's when and where I should do those things to get the most engagement. And here's what it should be. And you want to be, I mean, plug that bad boy into your CRM. I don't have to think about it. It gave me the text for the emails. It did, all of the things that you could possibly want in there. So a couple of other um, tools that you can use in the paid version. Now, the number one for agents is Canva. Yay! If you have Canva, which you should, because there's free Canva and there's paid Canva, there's no reason not to have Canva. If you have Canva and you have ChatGPT, you need to connect those. It is a beautiful marriage of things that is like the best ever in the history of the world, because I can say, um, uh, I don't know. I need a poster for, I don't even know what that means. Seasonal. I'm not selling anything, but here it is. You can say, I need a social media post highlighting my listing, blah, 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 blah. Use this color scheme, or you can put the MLS, link in there, and you can say, I need this, that, and the other. And it will say, here's some more questions, because I don't sell things. So it's kind of confused by me. So it will come up with images and then link me directly to Canva to edit it. So all that time I used to spend on Canva scrolling, trying to find the perfect thing, it's here, it's ready for me. Now, because I don't normally sell things, it's going to give me a few options, because it's like, what are you talking about, Leslie? You don't sell widgets. This is not your norm. But it's going to say, which one do you like? And I think we all like the one on the right better. And so when I click on the right, it brings me to Canva to edit it. So I didn't have to do anything. It's right there. I can just add all my stuff to it. So we're going to delete that though, because that's going to confuse ChatGPT about my life. Now, a couple of other things. It has lots of other options. Presentation slides I use quite a bit because I do a lot of things like this, that essentially I can put my class outline in there, and say, create a presentation. Or maybe you're doing a first time home buyer seminar, or you're doing a broker open and you want to highlight all of these listings or whatever that looks like. You can put that detail into here and it will export it into a PowerPoint presentation for you, fully organized. Now,
Leslie, can I stop you real quick? We had
yeah,
one quick question in the chat that if the Canva connection was for the paid version only, or can they
it is,
connect?
it is paid version only.
Okay.
Yes. So the other GPTs that you can do are really unlimited. It has, you'll see Canva on here right for me. Video, if you want to do some cool AI videos, those are available. If you want to do any sort of scheduling or anything like that, those are available for you. Really, if there's something you want to do, it is in here. I really like the productivity ones, just because you'll see there's a video AI in here, a realistic image GPT. So if y'all are using some old headshot, I'm gonna need you to spice it up a little bit. You can do this realistic image one. You can take an old headshot and make yourself look like today. So it has, whimsical diagrams. I like this one because you can do an infographic. So maybe you want to talk to your first time home buyer that you're now under contract. Here are all the steps in the process. This is a great way to put together an infographic that you can send to them that says, here are all the things that I need you to do, very visually represented. And so that's kind of, oh, okay. That is ChatGPT in 1 hour. It is an absolutely powerful tool. Now, the good news is you now know me, and I'm about to put my contact information in the chat. So you can always, seriously, always, I love to nerd out on this stuff. Always reach out to me if you have questions, if you're not sure about something, or if you're like, hey, I'm trying to get this. Whatever I'm telling ChatGPT, they don't understand it. I am happy to help you get to the right prompt or the right understanding, or how can we work on that together. So I'm going to put that in the chat. I'm also going to put in the chat a link to a Google form. So for my Texas people who do want this for continuing education credit.
Yeah, I put the link in already, Leslie. So
Oh,
we're good. Yep, you're good.
oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah,
So I'm going to
and there's
put
also
contact
questions about
information.
it being recorded. Leslie, that was amazing. Oh my gosh, I love it. Loved it.
Well,
Thank you. And
thank
then
you.
they were asking about the recording. So yes, you're going to share
Yes.
that.
I will send the recording out, and I will also add that if you, your team, or your office would like me to do this class for CE credit in Texas or not CE credit anywhere else, I am free and available to you. I can customize it directly for your office if there's something people want to work on. A lot of times if I'm doing this not for CE, it's more of a 2 hour class because I stop a lot for questions. And if I'm doing it in person, you better bring your laptop because we're going to work on some things while I'm in the room. But I'll let Shannon. That is the official end
Yeah,
of CE. So I'm going to let Shannon tell you a little bit about the wonderful company that we work for.
That was
Thank
absolutely amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank
hey,
you.
we have a few super representatives here in this on the screen. When we'll share all of that information depending on where you are located geographically. But Leslie, that was amazing. You absolutely killed it for ChatGPT 101. There are higher level questions. I know you guys were asking in the chat, and I'm sure ChatGPT 202 and 303 are coming pretty soon. But before we get into talking about super, if you are in Texas, like Leslie mentioned, there is a form that will be emailed to you, or it's also in the chat that once you fill that out, we can have everything that we need to provide 1 hour of free truck CE credit for you. So if you don't fill that out, we don't know your license number, know that you were here. If you are still here sticking around, Leslie will tell you a little way to enter a raffle. On behalf of Super here in San Antonio, but we love all of our super family. And having said that, I want to talk a little bit about super, if you don't mind. Who is Super? Well, we are a home warranty company like no other. Why are we reinvented? Simply because we needed to reinvent the home warranty wheel. It was so tarnished. It is still tarnished. You guys have probably had some horrible experiences out there, and we're here to set the proper expectations for your clients, because there is no home warranty company that is perfect, that is going to provide, a perfect seamless experience 100% of the time for a small copay service fee. Even paying retail, as you guys know, there is a lot of problems dealing with contractors and all that, the like. So anyway, so Super is completely different. How are we different? We're a tech-based company that, makes the end user experience a little bit easier through automation. What does that mean? They call in, they're not on hold for an hour trying to get on schedule, to where that home warranty company is having to call the contractor to get them an appointment. They call the home buyer calls in, whether they call in or they go through our easy app. That is going to provide them an appointment through automation within about 20 minutes or so. So that way, again, The frustration stems from being on hold, from not knowing when someone's coming, not necessarily when they will come, but not knowing, when you're going to get an appointment scheduled. So, time is of the essence to give people a little bit more comfort when it's 100 degrees outside and they don't have AC. Now, what are we, right? Breakdown coverage from normal wear and tear after the buyer closes, guys. It's not going to be, we're not a repair service for the seller and what they didn't want to repair. And anyone is going to deem that pre-existing. We're just like any insurance, but your buyers are protected from anything that the inspector or that was in good working order from the time the policy starts moving forward for that year. A small copay is paid to Super. That is per trade. So what kind of trades do we cover? We cover plumbing, electrical, AC. We're going to cover appliances, stove, a built-in microwave, dishwasher, even some non-realty items if they have those and they're not buying them new, like a fridge, your washer dryer. Even items outside the home. Remember, home warranty coverage is from the walls within. So don't forget those pools, those wells, those septics, all those items. What if they don't have a breakdown? We don't want them to forget that they do have that warranty coverage with us because we're a one-stop shop. If you look on your screen, there's maintenance services in every plan. Again, I know you guys are from all over the country, but most Super home warranty plans offer some type of maintenance service marketplace. So that's going to include items like your carpet cleaning, window cleaning, I just use the gutter cleaning, power washing, really, really unique items that are discounted, even a little bit cheaper than going retail. So make sure your buyers take advantage of that. You guys might want to give a closing gift of a rekey. Small copay, small investment for you guys, making it sound like it's a great closing gift because those locksmiths are not cheap. So as you can see, pricing is for Texas. We have pricing well under $500 for that covers all of the built-in items and systems and appliances of the home and the systems of the home. And of course, we can customize depending on your seller allowance. Guys, if you are negotiating in paragraph 7H of that contract, say, I don't know, something crazy like $1,000 or like an agent of mine did the other day about $1,500, even our top plan is going to be only $1,349. What happens to the remainder of that money that the seller is obligated to pay up to? Well, the buyer would lose it. We don't want them to lose it. So always let us know how much credit and concessions you're getting from that seller because we will leave it as a credit adjustment for that buyer. They can use it towards service fees or even adding some a la carte items like that pool or septic or well that I spoke of. Another tool that is exclusive to Super, how can we forecast denials or approvals? Because that is the biggest pain point in home warranty. Well, anywhere you're at, if you are a Super subscriber, you can take advantage of the In the Clear program. What that means is it is an inspection report required offering that we have. You provide the inspection report. Most home warranty companies going to ask for it on an unseasoned policy anyway, so don't be shy about that, right? But that In the Clear report is a written forecast that literally goes through what a home warranty will cover based off of that inspection report as is. Maybe you guys are in option period and the buyer is teeter-tottering on staying in the game and they are concerned maybe about an older unit that's functioning fine, but they want that seller to replace that HVAC unit and the seller doesn't want to do it. Send that inspection report to us. We're going to let them know in a written report that that older 30-year-old unit, it's still kicking. We don't care about code. We don't care about age. If it's functioning as intended and it breaks down from normal wear and tear the next day after closing, they'll have it replaced or repaired as needed through Super. So that In the Clear report is not automatic with every order. If you guys want to take advantage of it, please submit an inspection report. And Leslie, myself, or Diliana, your rep, who is also here up from up north, will go ahead and make sure that your buyers are processed for that In the Clear. And again, it's a great tool to give peace of mind for forecasting for buyers. Again, Super is called Super because we want to be a superintendent to your buyers. We want them to own like a renter and make the process super easy. And we do have the highest dollar limits in the real estate space, guys. That is a fact. Ask us who to compare a provider with that is the biggest difference. How quickly we get out to the property, how much of that item do we repair? And the last thing that you guys need to really, really be mindful of when offering different providers out there is what are those hidden out-of-pocket costs that just pop up? you know, you're going to get a call from that buyer that might say, well, yeah, ABC home warranty, I paid, you know, $100 copay, and they're saying I still owe $1,000 if I want this minor coil leak to be repaired. Guys, going for a cheaper home warranty is not the answer. It does cost a little bit more to go first class. I always say that, and Super is a first class product. You get what you pay for. Paying a few bucks more will get those buyers thousands of dollars more in coverage. And having said that, we appreciate you guys for being here. I know Leslie's going to stick around if you guys have ChatGPT questions, because I don't know ChatGPT and I'm not as animated as Leslie. So, but we are here for all home warranty. And if you are in my area, I love you guys. I see you on my screen. Hi, Tiziana. Hi, Fishy. Mwah. Thank you guys for joining us. And Leslie, amazing job. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. So I went in and tried to answer as many questions as I could. Luckily, I will go back and make sure all of the questions are answered. So don't worry if I didn't answer it in the chat, I'm going to go back and look at it. I will send you an email or a text message. Shannon did mention that I always do a giveaway. I love a giveaway. Yay for giveaways. So I'm going to do an Amazon gift card today, but to win, it is super easy. Pick up the phone that has not been further than 2 inches from your hand this whole class. I need you to text me. My phone number is in the chat. I'm going to put it in the chat one more time just so it's in there, easy to see, 936-499-6088. Just send me your name. I will be following up with the recording. Somebody requested that it be recorded. I'll be sending it to you. I'll be sending my cheat sheets to you as well. If I see that you had a specific question and I needed to follow up, I'll probably include that in a personalized email to you too, just to try and keep everything together. But I appreciate it. Like I said, if your team, your office, or any organization you're a part of could benefit from educational content like this, please reach out to me. I teach Canva classes. I have a CapCut class that's pretty popular. I have an advanced ChatGPT that's pretty popular as well for people who maybe have got this part under their belt and are ready for the next thing. You can always reach out to me and I'm happy to put together some content. Somebody asked about JW's farming tool. He is scheduling a class for me. I have been looking at his calendar, trying to find a good date for both of us so that he can go through this tool. It is really amazing and impactful and is a really excellent tool that is available to agents all over the country. So I will send that out as well once I have a date to this class list specifically. So does anybody have like big burning questions, or just gonna call me one-on-one?
Yeah, and we'll be definitely sending out all those CE invites and for those classes that you just mentioned. Those are going to be great too.
Yeah. And if you need Legal 1, Legal 2, Code of Ethics, if you need those.
Yeah, that was, thank you
Yeah.
so much. Oh, a couple of more things before you go, guys. Yes, this next week coming up, if you need any mandatory truck CE, I am your CE girl for that. So holler at me or Leslie, and she will get you the invite to those. It is the cheapest courses you can take because we're not here to make money. We pay the instructor for you, and that way you guys can have those classes a lot less expensive and keep selling. So we'll get you those invites.
All right. So, okay, so now it's really questions. I mean, I'm overwhelmed by how many people are sticking around. So